Well, good morning, everybody. It is, what day is it? It's Saturday. It is August the 8th. We're here in the main room with the kittens at the Kitten Academy, but I'm just about to open the door and let everybody run around the house, which they love doing. I know they love doing it because they've been doing it every day, but I know they really love doing it because this morning when I came to bring them their food, all of them, including Bebop, ran out the door. I think maybe they ran themselves out a little bit though, because now they're all napping. Come on, kids, wake it up. So we have live right now. We are live from the Kitten Academy. And if the video looks a little bad, it's because we still don't have lights. We don't have lights. We still don't have running water. We generally don't have a lot, but what we do have is Taylor's family. That's the people that adopted Taylor, who you remember from just last year. Taylor's family came by and dropped off a 3600 kitten power generator, which is enough for us to get online. It is enough for us to run the regular Kitten Academy live stream even, which we will be running today after I go to get gas, which is the one thing that we don't have that we need to make those generators work, of course. Now, it is working because they brought a full tank of gas with the generator because they're amazing people. But I was saving that power so that we could do this close-up. And I don't know how much longer it's going to last, but I'm also going to turn it off when I go to pick up the gas and stuff. So no point in just leaving it running while I'm gone and trying to keep that stream up. We'll just start the stream after I get back with gas, right? Makes sense. Or petrol if you're British. I think that makes more sense. I got a lot of rambling to do. I haven't been able to do any rambling. You think about the things that you miss. Turns out that's something I really miss. So here we are. So first off, I called this the 3600 Kitten Power Generator Stream, and the reason that I called it that is because before we started the live stream, I was trying to do the calculation of how many kitten power our generator, the generator that we were loaned by Taylor's people, would be. And I did a quick check online. I was just rough back of the envelope math, right? So I looked up the average weight of a horse. Turns out there's quite a range, but I picked a number right in the middle of average range. I picked 1,500 pounds, okay? This is going somewhere. 1,500 pounds. I decided that's the average weight of a horse. I think it's in the range anyway that Google says. Just picked it because it was right in the middle, okay? Then I decided to take the weight of the kittens, which is about 2 pounds. And I divided that into the 1,500 horsepower to get a kitten power. There's 750 kitten power for 1 horsepower. Makes sense, right? Because one horse is 1,500 pounds and one kitten is 2 pounds. So 750 kitten power equals 1 horsepower. So far, so good. Now here's where things get really interesting, because the generator is rated as 3,600 watts. Now, some of you that work with these numbers a lot already have figured this out. Because of the numbers I picked, it turns out that 1 kitten power is 1 watt, because there's also 750 watts in 1 horsepower. How about that? So now we know 1 kitten power equals 1 watt. How about that? Makes conversions very easy. So our generator, the practical upshot of all that, is 3,600 kitten power, or about 4 horsepower. Makes sense, right? Okay, well, so this morning, because we had the generator, I got to have hot coffee for the first time in many days. This really feels like it's been going on a long time. I got to tell you guys, every morning I've been having room temperature instant coffee because that's what I could make work. And it turns out I am a total coffee addict. Who knew? I guess I knew, but I didn't understand the full extent of the problem. When you're willing to drink room temperature instant coffee in the morning, you know that you've gone all the way, right? Like there's no bottom anymore. You'd think that's as far down as it goes. But if I didn't have that, I'd probably just be spoon eating instant coffee or something. Like there's just no end. So yeah, it turns out I'm a total coffee addict. I'm just gonna own it. It is what it is. Let me see if I can share some anecdotes about the kittens now that we're back for a little bit. First off, as you can see, they have really gotten used to coming out. Every day, they've been coming out and running around the house, and now they pretty much own the house. We still put the faculty away when they come out, so they are all, the faculty's all put away upstairs. I see Private Idaho that the generator could probably run the water pump. You know, I don't doubt that the 3600 kitten power generator has enough juice to run our well pump. But there's two problems, it turns out, because I looked at that. It was the first thing I looked at. I'm like, hey, if I can have running water, we're going to be so happy. But there's two problems. One is that our well pump is hardwired into the house electrical. So I can't unplug it from the house electrical and plug it into the generator, and we don't yet have a transfer switch installed. But I did call the electrician that did all of our networking work before we moved in to have them come out and install a transfer switch. So we'll get there. The second problem, of course, is that this generator only provides 120 volts, and our well pump, it turns out, is on a 240 volt circuit. So it still wouldn't run even if I cut the wire and installed a plug, which I did think about doing before I realized it was 240. So no running water until we get either the power back on or we get the transfer switch installed. Also, I know you guys have talked a lot, everybody talked a lot about how we really should own a generator. When we moved into the house, that same electrician I was just talking about came out and was doing stuff. He told us we should get a generator. He sells generators, so he's like, you should get a generator and I can sell you a really nice one. So I'm a little bit like skeptical. But then everybody else said we should get one. The real estate agent's like, you guys should have a generator. And all the tradesmen that came out, like we had a guy working on the doors and stuff, and he's like, oh, you should get a generator. And the plumber guy is like, you should get a generator. And I'm like, you know what? I lived for a long time. I'm not going to say how old I am because I'm getting to the age now where it's embarrassing. I lived, though, for a long time in Illinois, and we had our house there wired for a generator. It came that way, and we just never would have used it because the power was never out for more than a couple hours ever. More than a few hours, I guess. There was one night when it was out for like 6 hours, and we thought it was the end of the world. And I thought, how different could it be out here? The answer is very different. Very, very different. Who knew? And I've heard rumors now that our governor out here in Connecticut thinks that it shouldn't be so different and thinks the power company's done something negligent, and that's a whole other story that I have no informed opinion about. But the bottom line is that I think what I was getting to there is that DJ already bought a generator. She didn't wait, and thank goodness she didn't wait because it will be here on Wednesday. If the power's still out, we'll be able to use it. And if it's not, we'll have it for next time. I was glad that she did that because now if you go online and try to get one sent to Connecticut, the shipping times are like months out because everybody did the same thing. So it was cool that she jumped right on that and picked a good one and got it in there, and it's all good. So yeah, she really has saved my bacon here a few times during this power outage because she at the hospital in Greenwich also does not have power. Greenwich does not have power, which is amazing to me. But they do have generators out there, so she's been living at her apartment where she has some power because it's hooked up to a generator. Pretty nice. She also has running water, so if we still don't have running water by the time she goes back to the hospital tomorrow night, I'm going to go with her and take a shower and then come back here, I think. Hey, let's get to the important news. I've talked a lot about power, and it's really interesting to me right now for reasons that are obvious, but let's not lose track of what's really important here, which is that we have a new mom cat coming to the academy today. Well, tonight. From what I understand, the transport is expected. Actually, from what I understand, the transport is expected in New Jersey around like 7:30 tonight. And our contact at Dawes will be picking it up from there and then meeting me at the Danbury Animal Welfare Society shelter, where I will take the mom cat tonight and bring her back here. So my new mom cat probably going to show up here around 8:30 or 9, I'm guessing, ish. Late tonight anyway, but by then we should hopefully, fingers crossed, have plenty of gas, have the generator up and going full time, and have the regular Kitten Academy live stream online full time. And we will be able to show you that mom cat. Which reminds me, I need to tell you just another thing about power. Because of the way that we don't have the generator wired into the house yet, we just have the generator hooked up to our server rack in the basement and to a mini fridge in the garage. I'll talk more about the mini fridge in a minute. But the fact that it's hooked up to the server rack means that the power that we have goes to the live stream encoder that's in the server rack and our other servers that are in the server rack, and to our switches that run all of the wired cameras in the house. That's all of these. The trick is that we have never used those for the cameras in the kitten rooms. What we do is we run a local switch in the kitten room that's powered in the kitten room, and then we run the kitten room cameras off of that. All of this is a fancy way of saying that in the annex and in the main room, we are only going to be able to run 2 cameras in each room. We can run 2 cameras in the main room, we can run 2 cameras in the annex, and that's it. We can't run 3 or 4 or 5 like we usually do, right? So that means when we do bring the live stream up, we won't have all of the views of each room like we usually do, but we will have at least 1 or 2 views of each room. So we got that going for us, which is nice. And the reason I bring that up is then until when we've got it up and going and there's nobody in the annex yet, I don't know what we're going to use for that third view. We've been using the living room camera, and that might be just what we do. So there you have it. I saw somebody said something. Oh, somebody said, did you have the generator outside? Yes, we have. Yes, we have the generator outside. In fact, I'm really proud of myself. I did something super clever to get power to the server rack, because I was really scratching my head about how I could have the generator outside and still get power inside without, say, having a window or a door open, which you can't do when you've got cats. You can't just leave a window or a door open and run a power cord in through the window or door. You can't do it, right? But here's where it's super clever. Some of you know that the room on the first floor here that is now the cat litter box room used to be a laundry room before we even moved in. They'd already moved the laundry room upstairs before we bought the house, but it still got all the hookups in that room for laundry in the first floor litter box room, including a vent for the dryer, including a vent for the dryer that runs down into the basement before it goes outside. Now I think you see what's going on. That vent for the dryer we don't need because there's no dryer, and it goes right through the server room downstairs. So I just from the exhaust outside and ran the power cord in through the dryer vent exhaust and right into the server room and plugged the server into it. It is really nice. And then I stuffed that hole full of some wadding so that no bugs or mice or anything will come in. So I got to say, I'm really patting myself on the back for this one. I feel like I did a great job. And you're right. Even if there were a dryer in that room, we wouldn't be able to use it now. So we can still do that. But it's even better because that vent has just been for nothing this whole time. So that was good. And then I took the mini fridge that normally lives up in my office and I moved it out in the garage. And I did that because so far we still have ice in our freezer, believe it or not. After all these days, it still hasn't melted. It helps that on Thursday I got my regular delivery from Blue Apron, and probably all the food they sent us is going to go bad. But they sent 2 giant ice packs in the food like they always do, and those went straight into the freezer. So our freezer's still cold, and Acro's medicine lives in there. Some of his medicine has to be refrigerated. So now it will be able to go out into the mini fridge to stay cold, and we don't have to worry about whether we have ice or whether the freezer stays cold for the next few days. It's all good. I really can't thank Taylor's mom enough. And I should also say that Cats and Dogs, which is one of our Discord people who lives in New Jersey, was going to bring us a generator today, and it's just Taylor's mom beat them to it. So I gotta say thank you guys so much, especially to Taylor's mom and to Cats and Dogs, but to everybody. Final, what are you yelling about up here? Are you stuck? Thanks so much to everybody for being amazingly, amazingly generous people. I can't believe how wonderful. Honestly, all of you are great. We literally could not be doing this right now without you. So, let's see, what was I rambling about? We've still got some time left. It's so nice to be able to do a full-length close-up and let you guys see the kittens while I just talk about nonsense. Oh, hang in there. Oh no, okay. How was that, Retro? You doing okay? Hi, Retro. Vinyl, what are you talking about? You can't figure out how to get down? You got yourself up there, or do you just want some attention? Hi, sweetheart. Hi, I'm going to take you down from there, too, just in case that's what you're asking for. So you guys know this one is Vinyl. She's the one with the white collar. Oh, and Retro's the one with the black checkered collar. Hi, Retro. And who else have we got? That's Vinny there with the green and pink collar who just went behind that weird metal thing. The green collar is Ira, or Ironic. This is our boy Artie, who has no collar. And this is his sister Bessie, who also has no collar. And I have to say this every time, of course. Bessie is our presumed cerebellar hypoplasia cat. Now, Artie, I think, are also, that's not Artie, he went somewhere else. Artie has it too, but not so bad that you would be able to tell. Bessie here, you're going to see her stumbling around quite a bit. That's how it goes. But she has been having so much fun. Oh, speaking of so much fun. So I was talking about our fridge and the food that's not in it anymore. First off, another thing I'm really proud of is because all of our food was going bad, I took it all out of the fridge and I took the entire fridge apart and cleaned it like it's never been cleaned before. We now have the cleanest fridge in the universe, which I expect to last, for no time at all, but it's so nice. It's just so clean. But as I was doing that, I had to take all the food out and we had to basically throw away anything that would go bad, which means now I own a stick of butter. My mom said butter, at least I seem to remember my mom saying butter doesn't really go bad, so you can leave it out for a while and it'll be okay. I have a stick of butter and a bottle of soy sauce, and that's about it, really. A couple things that won't go bad. Everything else I bend. But I got a lot of help from Bessie and Bebop in that process, especially with the shredded chicken. Bessie and Bebop both ate a ton of shredded chicken, and they loved it. I would have given it to everybody, but only Bessie and Bebop happened to come over and hang out with me by the fridge, so they were the ones that got it. And as you probably would expect, Bebop fought Bessie for every piece, where she just is a treat fiend. I mean, Bebop is a serious treat fiend, and she will definitely fight a kitten for a treat. So you got to respect that kind of dedication, don't you? I mean, I certainly do. I know how she feels. If it was between me and a kitten having coffee, I would totally fight a kitten for some coffee. Of course I would, though, because you can't let a kitten have coffee. That's not good. Here's Bebop. Yes, speaking of Bebop's grumbles, let me talk to you a little bit about Bebop's communication skills, because here's something else I've learned over the last few days when we let them out every morning, and you guys might have observed a little bit of this before, which is, even though the faculty is put away and Bebop is out here with just her family, you will still hear her growling and hissing and being upset and making all of her upset noises, sort of randomly, but mostly kind of at her kittens. So I think it's just more weight for that, just kind of being how she communicates. Like, she's not as angry as she comes across all the time. I think she just has a way of talking. And you remember Brooke was kind of that way. In fact, I don't know if you guys remember Brooke. When she first came, I think it was Brooke. I hope I'm not confusing Brooke for Belle. I might have also done this. Some of the cats, we've had a couple mom cats that have been this way, but they'll hiss at me, and then they'll just sort of hiss, like all the time, whether it seems appropriate or not. And after a while, you start to realize they're not mad. That's just the only way they know to talk to you. Especially, I think of Brooke about that, because Brooke would just always seem so angry, but then it turns out she was a big old softie. Like, she would threaten, and you would feel like she was gonna fight you, but then she wouldn't. She would never do it. Like, I can't. When Brooke first started talking to me, I was like, this is a cat that's gonna bite me at some point. But then as I got to know her, I realized that would never happen. She's just all talk. Like, it's just the way she talks. And I really don't think that she would hurt a person ever. But the way she would talk would really make you believe that she would. I think Bebop is not that same way. Like, I've never been afraid that Bebop is going to try to attack me, but I do think that she's similar in the way that she's got this talk that doesn't really match with what she's trying to say. Does that make sense? She's worked up because she sees shadows moving under the door, but those shadows are her kittens running around out there. We can open this door because the whole house is yours right now. See, this is what I'm talking about. She's mad at something through the door, but it's just her kittens. This is a bad example, actually, because she couldn't see that it was her kittens, but she'll do this even when she can see them. If they're acting really rowdy and they're running through the kitchen, she'll see them and she'll still make those same noises at them. So, like that. See, she can see that's her kitten, and she's still like, I'm mad at you for being crazy, kids. But that, again, I'm starting to learn, I think that's just the way she likes to talk to them, and it doesn't necessarily mean what you think it would mean. I didn't get a Dell. Dude, I did not get a Dell. That is part of what would be Mailbag today, and that's another thing I should definitely mention. There's not going to be a Mailbag today, guys. I'm too busy trying to get things together, so it's not going to happen. But this is a giant box sent to us by Pat, who you guys all know, Pat. Pat sent us a giant box of some mystery thing for Mailbag, and I have no idea what's in there, but for all I know, it could be a Dell. And based on the little drawings on the outside, it is a giant tape archive unit from Dell, which is, that's some fun stuff, tape archives. Like, I know people still use them because as far as information density and storage goes, they're still probably the number one thing. But they seem so archaic. I mean, my first Commodore 64 stored its data on cassette tapes. That's what I always think of. Anyway, so Bee-Boo's sniffing around. That's Bessie there right behind her. The other kids went upstairs, and I would love to show you guys them being upstairs. But it is really dark up there in the hallway with all the doors closed, and all the doors are closed because the faculty's all put up in various rooms up there so that they don't interfere. I saw somebody ask about Bessie with the stairs and stuff. I'm glad to tell you that she does fine on the stairs. She does fine in a lot of things that you wouldn't expect. And in fact, she climbs up and down some of the cat trees too. Now, I haven't seen her go all the way to the top of the cat tree, which is good, because I'd be a little nervous about that. But she gets up to like the third, she gets up to at least the third step here on the cat tree. I've seen her there several times. And she's pretty good about getting down. The other thing I can say is I think she knows her limitations, because when we have her in the master bedroom, you can see that she's extra careful when she's going around the edge of the bed. I think she knows, what she's capable of, which is really nice to know. That she's sort of learned how to look out for herself in that way. It's important, right, Bessie? I think you guys can hear the generator. It's out in the garage. It's just, I say in the garage, of course, it's right at the garage door, so that if it rains, it doesn't rain on the generator, but there's plenty of ventilation. But now we're right at the garage door here, or this garage door, and so you can clearly hear it, or at least I can. I don't know if the camera cuts it out for you. It gets kind of loud back here. This thing that's rolled up with the writing on it in our umbrella stand is a chalkboard mat. It's like a chalkboard material that you can draw on with chalk. That is a mat that was made by the Scooters that was here when we moved into the house, because they're really fun people. They came by and dropped it off, and it's to draw kolams on. And it has, in fact, a dot pattern on it to make it even easier to draw a kolam, which is, kolam is a Indian thing that DJs in South India, especially where DJ is from, every morning her family, her mom especially, will get up and go out to the front driveway and draw a kolam on the ground. And I guess, I'm told it's really just a sort of a way of saying like somebody lives here. And they also have some mythology around, they draw it using a rice flour. And so one of the things they like to say is that the rice flour feeds the ants, and that then you've done a good thing that day because you've fed, I don't remember what the number they use is. I think they say you fed like 10,000 souls because you fed, all these ants, the rice flour, which is cute. Anyway, that's it. I didn't mean to bring any of that up. That's just happened to be there, and I knew people are going to be like, what is all that writing on that mat? That's what that's all about. You can look it up. It's spelled Kolam, and I'm sure Wikipedia can tell you more about it. And you can see there's some really beautiful ones that people draw. Most days you just draw like a little pattern that looks like Celtic knotwork. But on special occasions, the people will go all out and draw big, elaborate ones with lots of colors and patterns and little pictures of things. And it's a cool little art form, I think. This is little Artie. Hi, Artie. What are you playing with there in the basket? I see Tim asking if we have a carbon monoxide detector. Again, I want to be really clear. The generator is practically outside. It's just barely covered by the garage so that it doesn't get rained on. But believe me, there's plenty of ventilation out there. And to answer the question, we have several carbon monoxide detectors that run on house power, so aren't working right now. But no worries, really, really. You guys, you're just going to have to trust me on this one, that I got that managed. All right, well, look, I know I've been missing you guys. I know you've been missing the kittens. I know you have. It's so nice to see you for this time this morning, but I do need to wrap it up. I need to head out. I'm going to pick up the mail from Mailbag so that the post office doesn't like try to return it or anything. But we're not going to do Mailbag today. I'm also going to try to get gas for the generator, and if I come back with plenty of gas, then we will start the Kitten Academy live stream, and it will be running all day. If I can't find gas, then I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll have to wait until, because I have to save my gas. If I can't find any, I have to save what I've got in my car to go pick up the mom cat tonight. That's very important. And then I'll just have to cross my fingers that I can find gas then, or that DJ will bring some home with her when she comes home this morning, which is her plan to come home really soon now. So she knows that she should be looking for some gas along the way too. And I guess that's it. So the plan is we're going to wrap up this close-up right now. I'm going to go take care of those errands, including getting gas for the generator. And then, assuming that I do, the regular Kitten Academy live stream will be back 24 hours a day for forever today, later today when I get back. And let's just hope that works out. Ooh, nice slide there. You guys, this is embarrassing. Do you see all this? This is Eddie, and this is like from 2 days of him sitting on this thing. Oh, he really sheds a lot. Anyway, yeah, a new mom cat tonight. I'm sure one way or another we are going to find a way to get the mom cat on the Kitten Academy live stream tonight. And you guys will be able to meet her along with us, and we'll see how it goes. And I don't know. I guess that's it. I really, really missed you guys. I missed all of you. I'm so glad you're here. I'm glad you get to see the kittens. I know you missed them. And that's it. I hope this satisfied a little bit, and we will try to get you guys a lot more of the Kitten Academy very soon. Somebody's yelling back there. Let's go see who it is real quick. Bibu's talking and running. Gonna lay the smack down on some kittens for no reason. What are you saying, Bessie Boo? Oh, you always like a little head scritching. All right, everybody. Thanks again. New mom cat tonight, no mailbag today. That's all the news that's fit to print. And we will see you hopefully with the regular Kitten Academy live stream in the next couple of hours.